where did most of your sales come from now, or where have they historically come from, and is that still the same now?
Facebook and Instagram was quite big, but I'd say over the last 6 months, a lot of it's been like word of mouth as well. Because what I like to ask is, so if I'm delivering, if I sell an original painting, I try my best to see if I can hand deliver it, because it's just nice to see the person in the flesh and thank them. And I always say to people, where did you see me work? And a lot of the time it's like, oh, well, my mates bought one off you. Yeah. And it's not even, some of them aren't even on social media or anything anymore. A lot of it is like, oh, such and such has got one of yours. So word of mouth and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter does not like me at all. I hate Twitter.
You actually, didn't you leave Twitter for quite a while?
Yeah, biggest mistake ever. I deleted the account. I only had about 5,000 followers, but I was just done with it because it was a poisonous atmosphere. It was like, you could be the nicest person in the world and you will get slated for it.
100% agree with that.
I remember Adam Rowe made a comment about a girl who announced that she's now in remission and cancer-free. And somebody had to go at it, you selfish bastard. My dad still got cancer.
Oh my God.
And it was that sort of, I just thought, I can't be doing with Twitter. So I deleted it and I left. But then when I was about to sign a contract to release some NFTs, they were like, you need to be on Twitter. So I started it up again. A year, and I've still only got about 400 followers on it. I can't move on it.
Yeah, it's I've seen that sort of love-hate relationship you've got there.
Twitter seems to work if you've got big tits and blonde hair or whatever. You can fly, mate. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've got half of that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad place because for me, 90% of my sales come through there.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
honestly, mate. Yeah, and I think,
and I've grown like 10,000 followers in the last 12 months. Well, I'd say it was over like 9 months really, because I haven't really been putting the legwork in 2022.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it just, and like I see it sometimes, like obviously you all follow each other online, and even the picture that you posted the other day, John, I think I retweeted it saying this is f***ing boss, and I was thinking that anyway when I looked at it, but I posted a new piece of artwork about an hour before you did. And I only got like 3 likes on it, and it still happens like to people who've got massive followings. And I've put a load of time into it. I was like, fucking, I only got 3 likes, and I seen yours, and yours had something similar, and I was like,
it's probably one, and it was probably you.
Yeah, and I was like, but I was just baffled that like sometimes you can post something, and you'll get 50 to 100 likes, and then you'll post a unbelievable piece of artwork, other artists, not myself, and you just won't get any traction, and I don't know where.
It's their algorithm, isn't it?
Yeah, like, I don't know how it works.
The vast majority of my stuff on Twitter doesn't even get past 5 or 10 likes. It's just on its arse every time. And I don't know if Twitter's a place where you've got to post all day. Like me, I can't be arsed with that. I'll come on and I'll post once, and then I'm off.
I think that's exactly it. I mean, obviously I've got a large following, and I find that if I don't tweet for a period of time and release something, it won't get many likes. But then if I've, like for example, I tweet during the football and etc., and then if I release a piece sort of, maybe the next day, it seems to get a lot more likes than when you go for a period of just not being involved. And I think that's how the algorithm in it works. If you're a regular poster, then your stuff gets seen more.
What I've gone for now is, so in the end, I've got my own website, built a website, and on that we have like a mailing list, so people sign up to the website. Yeah. And at the minute, I think we've got 1,200 people on there. So that is what I'm trying to build my base around now, is not my Instagram, not my Facebook, not Twitter, but my website. Because when we send an email out on the website now, we have around about 60-70% open rate. So we know 70% of them people will actually open the email.
That's great. That's really good.
That's unreal.
The image. Whereas I put a post on Instagram the other day and it got 57 likes. And my head went and I was like, that's it. I'm not an artist anymore. That me paint brushes up. But it made me feel like shit. But then I have to try and refocus on like, surely the people who are seeing it aren't going, oh, I'm not liking that. Because I have faith in my work that a lot of it is good. And I just think the social media side of things can really about with artists at the minute. People in general. So now the big thing for me is build my website base, go that way with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see, like, for example, I see these two, I follow these two guys and follow these two guys for years, and sometimes I don't see the post they've posted until like 5 days later, and I'm like, how have I not seen this artwork? You know, I've been on Instagram on a daily basis, and they've posted it, and then, you know, I don't see the piece they've posted until 5 days later, and I'm thinking, he's like, I'm a bastard because I haven't liked it for whatever reason.
Yeah, it does mess with it, but sometimes like the likes, like you said, it does mess with you, because my most liked piece is not my most sold piece. It doesn't work that way. Like,
mine's definitely not my best piece either.
100%. And it's like I've got stuff that I've sold thousands of copies of that didn't really do that well on social media. So it's just sort of how you market yourself.
And you're totally right to refocus, because you've got to remember that those likes don't mean sales. They don't mean, you know, that your business all of a sudden is going to boom. Sometimes you get, you know, I've had over 1,000 likes and I've not sold a single thing. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't always translate. And I think you're right you have to refocus yourself and remember that is not, as much as you get the exposure, because that's what you're really doing, is showing people what you get out there. And of course you may get some sales, but that's not the main focus of what you need to do. And I think what you're doing, you know, building your website and building your community, and generally people who buy stuff off you and people that come back and have bought previously, or like you said, word of mouth is always a great way to sort of, you know, let people know about artists and stuff. So I think the way you're doing it is a really good way to do it, and a lot of people need to sort of just remember that is probably the best way to focus yourself.
Website investments is probably one of the, again, if you're looking at other artists listening, a bit of advice I would give was try and get a good website started now and start building that client base, because I think just the way social media is going at the minute, he could just pull the plug on it at any minute, couldn't he, really, if he wanted to, or he can kick you off it at any minute, or you can get hacked. I don't believe people get hacked. I think it's just but by having your website there, then you've got a good solid platform, a good base to work off.
It's good
advice. I think our first guest, Dave Will, once said to me, like, the best thing for him was having that mailing list, because it meant, you know, he could guarantee basically like a certain number of sales whenever he released anything, which is really good. I just on the social media thing, it's so interesting. I struggle with it, as we all do. I remember I put a poll out not that long ago that said, like, for an artist, when do you consider a piece finished? And like the one that got the most votes was when I've posted it on social media. And I was like, that's so emblematic of like everything that's wrong with that, isn't it? Like, you know, but I think it's true. Like, I live with a piece until I've put it on Instagram or Twitter. Like, and at that point, I feel like I don't think about it as much now. But until I've done that, it's still like it's work in progress.
Do you know what I've just done? I've just got 3 paintings out, because I've got a room upstairs. So all my artwork is rolled up in tubes like this, because I paint on just a raw canvas and then stretch it afterwards.
Yeah.
There was 3 paintings that I'd done probably about 2 years ago. One was of Anthony Joshua. One was Molly May, who goes out with Tyson Fury, because we tried to see if we could link her up to meet my daughter. And then there's one of the Liver building where the Hilton Hotel blends into the bottom of it. And they were all just like black and white monochrome paintings. But in my head, I was like, they're not finished, them, are they? 2 years later, I went about 2 weeks ago, took them in the studio and just redone them again with all like mad pink fluorescent paint and everything all over them. And now I'm like, yes, now they're finished. But that's, sometimes I'll have a painting, could be there, if it hasn't sold or if I haven't released it, I'll just go and work on it again, like totally, completely different as well.
That's the bad thing about digital. Like, I sing digital art's praises because of how versatile it is and how easily you can edit and how quickly you can put multiple pieces together and resell them as a different piece. Like that, it's got so many benefits. But every artist that I know is a perfectionist, and if you've got a digital piece sitting there, it's so easy to just get it and edit it. Whereas if it's like something like yours, John, you obviously have to get all your trials ready and get all your paint sorted, so it's not as tempting to go and re-edit a piece.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Have you ever considered doing digital art or moving across to a screen and maybe trying a stylus and to paint that way?
Do you know what? I've done very basic digital art, but I mean like flat colours and stuff, no blending or anything like that. And it would just be on the iPad that I was doing it. Yeah. So quite often if I'm doing a piece, I might sketch up on my iPad anyway. If I'm not using a pad and paper, like right there, one sec. This is how bad some of my sketches have been. So I might have done, this is going to look bad, this, you know, a pastel drawing, dead quick.
I can guarantee it's better than mine. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's sick.
Just little things, so I'll practice like that.
So that's where you get your sort of speed drawing in to get your ideas out.
Yeah, some of these are shocking. Look at Johnny Cash's eyes.
I thought that was Joe Pesci.
Hezbollah.
Little Hezbollah.
But yeah,
trying to get him on the pod.
Well, quite often I will do a digital drawing as well.
Yeah.
But not anything like what you can do. Jesus Christ, no. I don't know how to do it. Simple as. I haven't got that talent to do.
You give me a palette knife and a 3-foot canvas and I'll just shit myself.
Yeah. Just shit on the canvas.
It'll just look like a dirty protest.
I do that.
It's something that, like, because I started with charcoal, so I had a load of originals that I sold recently, and I'm always tempted to go back to it. It's just the time. I've been able to create a piece that I can sell 1,000 times in an hour, compared to spending 7, 8, 9, 10 hours on something that I might only get 200 quid for. I'll probably get more for them, but I'm always tempted to, because I've never really painted. I've only done little bits and bobs, but I know it'd look okay if I had to go. I just wouldn't know where to start. I think every artist has that fear of other mediums.
Yeah, I think once you've got your medium, for me, it'd be hard to come away from acrylic paint. Now, I couldn't even use oils because they take too long to dry, and I'm way too impatient. Like if I'm painting, I'll have my heater on full blast, so that the paint drying quicker, so I can hide straight away.
Is that why you always have your top off in your videos?
That's because he wants his perfect tits on Twitter.
There's so many levels to this, John. We're starting to know you're inside out.
Do you know what? Right, so you just mentioned Twitter there. So I've done a painting of, I think it was of Leighton Baines. So this will be on my old account. And some lad come on, because I had my top off, and started saying, "You're just like fucking Katie Price, you little slut. You'll be down Bramley Docks selling your ass next." And just give me more use.
Oh my
because
God,
I had
that's
my top
amazing.
off. And I was like, all right. So I was being dead polite back to him. I was more like just probably pissing him off even more. But then behind the scenes, I was messaging people saying, "Get me his address because I'm going to go leather him now." Within about half an hour, he deleted his tweets. But for me, it was like, where's that abuse just come from? Because I had my top off on a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really sorry that I said that.
Yeah, that's the surprise of the podcast. Yoni's been trolling you for years, John. It is. You mentioned celebrities a few times, and obviously there's nothing better than an endorsement from a celebrity, especially if they share it online. I've had a few myself, but I've noticed it's not really gained as much traction as what it sort of used to do. You know, when you used to get a celebrity endorsing you, but because yours is original pieces, and you you go and visit them and you get that meeting with them as well. Do you see it as do you like is that a big thing for you when a celebrity gets older, what you've done? Or is it sort of by the wayside now?
No, do you know what? Like, I think if you paint somebody and they end up owning that piece, I don't feel like you can really better that. So, like, as a compliment for your artwork, for that person to own your painting, especially if they bought it, if the money, like, if you haven't just had to give them it, if they bought the piece, then that's incredible. I remember I done a painting of Stephen Graham a while back, and one of his mates bought the painting for him. And I was sat in the house and my phone went, and I was like, hello. And he went, all right, John, it's Stephen. I was like, off. And he phoned me. He just phoned me just to say thank you for the painting and how much he loved it. And like, he'd done paintings before. He's had paintings off other people, but this one seemed to capture him the best. And it was like, wow, that's mad, that.
Brilliant.
It is nice. It's but at the same time, not just when it's a celebrity. So around Christmas, I had like a week where I could do whatever I wanted. I didn't have a commission in place. I wasn't working on exhibition work. And I put out there watching the paint. And some woman just cheekily said, why didn't you paint my nan? She's 109, I think she said she was. I think she was 109. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll paint you nan. So I done a portrait and I took it round to the girl. And she was crying her eyes out. Her husband was in bits. And then she sent me a photograph a week later of Nan holding the painting. That was priceless. That I feel like that was like probably one of the highs, like, of seeing somebody with your artwork. I think she's 109, something like that. Yeah, I love that.
That's amazing. That's so cool. I've never thought about this before, but what you've just said has really kind of clarified it for me. You know, to varying degrees, we've all had experiences of celebrities and people that we, look at as kind of icons, like, with our work. But I would actually say that, like, any message I've got where somebody's gone, oh yeah, my kid was made up with the print, really delighted. Or I know you're an ambassador for the Owen McVeigh Foundation, John, and I gave them a few boxes full of different prints, framed prints, different sizes, some postcards, some calendars, Christmas before last, that they gave out to a bunch of the kids. And then I got told how much that meant to them. And I feel like that's actually always, like, I carry that a lot more than any celebrity thing I've ever done, really.
Definitely. I agree with that. Yeah. Like, I think the celebrity thing's always like a little, but I think we've kind of all earned our stripes now.
Yeah.
Like, they should be happy that we're on a photograph with them with our work.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I like the confidence.
It's like not forgetting where you came from, and not, going way above where you're stationed to a certain extent. Because I think it's always important to give back to, because these are the people that made you who you are, really and truly. Like you said, some of the artwork, like you said, is given away for free to celebrities. So the people that are not the celebrities are the ones that propel you to the position you're in, and I think that is just as important to, give back to them as well.
Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe.